What's going on, everybody? It's Zach, back again with another TIFF review. Today, I'm going to be talking about my day at TIFF. This is going to be a couple different videos. I have no idea if this is going to be the first one or the third one or the fourth one. I saw 4 films yesterday, and I want to talk to you about them. I saw Roofman, directed by Derek C. in France. I saw Hamnet, which is the review that you've clicked on and you're listening to me right now. And that's directed by Chloe Zhao, obviously. And then I saw Sacrifice, directed by Romain Gavras. And then I saw Normal at Midnight Madness to close out the night, directed by Ben Wheatley. And they were there. Actually, the only screening I went to today where there was no talent there, or like any directors or filmmaker, like directors or filmmakers, I mean directors and actors, sorry. That's how we do it on the Zach Conway YouTube channel, apparently. Free flowing. But yeah, the only screening I went to today that did not have any filmmakers or actors show up to it was Sacrifice. It was just the guy introing the movie. It was really cool to go to the Hamnet premiere, especially, and I kind of want to talk about that in this review before I talk about the actual film, because there was a intro with the cast of the film came out with Chloe Zhao, and Chloe Zhao made a speech, and she talked about how they used to do this exercise on set when they would go through these like really intense scenes, and obviously like the film hadn't been shown yet, so like we didn't know what the context was, but they would put their hand over their chest and focus on both sides of the room and breathe in and out and then ground yourself. And then we all, as an audience, I'm not quite sure if it was the whole room that did it. I sat on the ground floor and everybody around me seemed incredibly into the whole bit, I guess. I got like choked up because you could tell Chloe was a little emotional up on that stage, and it kind of like messed with me already, like to like hear the emotion in her voice as she was speaking. And from that point forward, I knew that this movie would absolutely wreck me emotionally. And brother, was I fucking right. I cried 5 times in this film. I'm not going to talk about spoilers because this movie does not come out until Thanksgiving, and I want people to be able to see it and experience it for themselves. Just know that Jessie Buckley is a absolute fucking revelation, and if she does not win Best Actress this year at the Oscars, I will be incredibly upset. What she does, even with a simple look, is just absolutely just like show-stopping. Paul Mescal is now back in my good graces after the blunder that was Gladiator 2. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about Gladiator. We're back. There might be a fumble with Beatles, but Paul Mescal Nation, this is our time. We're back. There is like, we're like After Sun levels of back. And the two, it was Noah Jupe and his brother, who was younger. And okay, so I'm gonna get a bit personal on here. I have a younger brother, and so there is a scene in this movie involving the child Hamnet, and if you've seen the film, I'll say it's the scene where he's laying in bed with his little sister, and you'll know the one I'm talking about when I describe the story. I'm not gonna say the actual scene here because I want people to experience it, but like, I am the older brother, and I've always tried to make sure that my brother is as safe as possible. And I obviously, as a brother, I've had that love, and I've never really seen that level of sibling love in moments of just like the way that Chloe gets the performance out of that kid is just heartbreaking. And like, even thinking about it now, I'm like tearing up. I had to go outside and like go for a walk for like an hour before I saw like, it was really funny. I saw Sacrifice directly after this, and it was such like tonal whiplash because this movie is such an emotional roller coaster, and it's just I really really liked this one. The music by Max Richter, who I knew it was Max Richter. They play on the nature of daylight in a scene in this, and like, that was cheating. That I will kind of ding the movie, because they actually, no, I won't ding it, because it worked. It made me cry, so I can't exactly be like, oh, it was a bad thing. So it did its job. Everything about this movie is incredible. The cinematography is gorgeous. There are some shots, particularly in the forest part of the film, in the earlier parts before they kind of transition to the city. So what I've talked about this movie for like 6.5 minutes, and I haven't even told you what it's about. It's, Paul Mescal plays William Shakespeare, and, Jessie Buckley plays his wife, and they marry and have children, and, one of their children falls ill, and, it is a tragedy, and it's what people would describe as a good old-fashioned weepy, like an old school one. And I would agree with that, definitely. This film, I recommend people please go out and see this when it hits theaters in November? August. That would be funny if they dropped an Oscar movie in the middle of August. But yes, I'm rambling at this point. I just really thought this movie was breathtaking. Just really emotionally affecting in a way that I like wasn't really ready for. It really rocked my cage in a way that I really enjoyed, and I hope that Chloe Zhao makes movies for the rest of my life, because I will be there for every single one of them. I'm going to give Hamnet 4.5 out of 5 on my rating scale, and I hope that if you are at the festival and you're listening to this review, get Hamnet tickets. Go. It's worth it. And I am recording this very late in the morning. And by the time this goes out, like, this will have already happened, but I just want to make a note to the festival. The fact that you programmed this movie as the singular PNI screening for Hamnet is today at 8:30 in the morning. And I can't imagine coming out of that movie at like 10:30, 11 o'clock and just like going on with my day. Cause I could barely do that after like today. And it was like 4:30. And like I said, I had to go for like an hour long walk around Toronto, and I listened to On the Nature of Daylight on loop. Just, this movie really, really affected me, as you can tell, because I've been talking about it for almost 10 minutes. I've been rambling at this point. Like I said, 4.5 out of 5. I really recommend this one. Both, like, all the kid performances are great. Another performance that, actually, before I leave, I want to shout out is Emily Watson, who I had no idea was in this until I saw the film, and it's just really cool to see her in a movie. I haven't seen her in a movie since Punch Drunk Love. I never watched the Dune show she was in, but she is really good here. She could maybe even get like a Best Supporting Actress, maybe, depending on how Focus. I really think this is Focus's Oscar push. It has to be. They have the juice here. I really enjoyed this one, and I hope that people check it out while it's at the fest, or if you miss it at the fest, go see it in theaters. In a theater with people and have that experience together like I did at the premiere, and it was just the best thing ever. Like I said, 4.5 out of 5, Hamnet. like, share, and subscribe. If you want to hear more of my TIFF reviews, I'm going to be recording a bunch more reviews now, and yeah, so I will see you guys in the next review, and toodles.